Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 106 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. And today, in this chapter, we're going to cover my OSB cabinet with a little bit of pine. So, if you want to see how that's going to work, all you have to do is stay tuned. Well, here it is, the one module of my one of four for my workbench at the far end of the shop. So yeah, I have a scroll saw sitting on it today, but this isn't going to be a scroll saw stand. My shop is so full that I set a scroll saw in here and took the temporary workbench I had underneath it to my other garage. So playing musical pieces of furniture here. But anyway, so what I have planned for today is I'm going to cover these edges with pine. And I'm not going to do the drawer fronts yet. I'm going to finish all the drawers first and stuff like that. But inside this cabinet, this is only 23 and a quarter inside the cabinet. So I made the drawer 22 and a half, and with my piece to fasten it onto the wall, the drawer is just behind plumb of the front. But I want 24 inches, so I'm going to add 3/4 of an inch to this. Now that's 3/4 on the inside. Remember, my back is nailed on. I didn't rabbet it in or anything. So it's going to be, this cabinet when it's done is going to be 24 3/8, which is just fine. So the other thing is, so 3/4 is going to get added on here, and now this isn't cut to size, but it kind of gives you a bit of an idea. So my goal is to keep the piece flush with the inside. Maybe you can see it better over here, flush on the inside, but this cabinet is going to be the one closest to my lathe, so this end is going to get covered with pine. So I'm going to put a 1/4 inch piece of pine on there, and I want this to stick over that a little bit. So this will be, I would say 3/8 and 5/8. This is going to be at least an inch here. And I think this one's going to be 3/4. Even though this is 5/8, that extra 8 here will allow me, when I'm installing this, to butt that next cabinet, because it'll be an 1/8 over, and I can butt those together, screw them tight, and then that'll be wonderful. It gives me a little bit of adjustment. So that's what I'm going to do. I thought of, when I put these all together, getting them all done and then putting this strip on over both pieces, side to side. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because that ties me into this configuration. Whereas if I have them separate, I can undo the screws and I can move a module or make changes down the road if I feel that's necessary. So I guess without any further ado, I'm just going to start cutting pine. Now this is the jack pine that I got from a few videos back. You saw me go out to Riley Barton's place and pick up 500 board feet of pine. Well, this is that pine, and it's been very handy to have access to that. So anyway, I'm going to head to the table saw and start making some cuts. Okay, and we're at the table saw. I was prepping some of the poorer stock in that lift that I got, and that's another thing to maybe talk about a little bit. When you go to a supplier that maybe their main business isn't supplying the very, very elite quality wood, so you have to take what you can get. So I buy things usually in 500 board foot lots, but in those lots, there is going to be a certain percentage that you maybe wouldn't want to use in a small furniture project like I do with my students. So I take those boards out, and this board I planed already. It's going to be part of my countertop. So I'm going to cut it this way into 1 3/4 strips, and then glue it up and plane it and cover it with epoxy. So it'll all be good in the end. But since I'm too lazy to plane anything today and this is ready to go, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut I'll cut my pieces out of this for today. Okay, what we're cutting today is this. I hope you guys can see this. It's a little bright in here today. Okay, so we're going to take one piece that's 1 inch by 34 and a quarter. And then we need one piece that's 3/4 by 34 and a quarter. And then one piece, 2 3/4 by 22 and a half. And then one piece 7/8 by 22 and a half. So that should do it. So I'm just going to set this here so I don't forget, but now that you've seen it, and I think we're ready to go. So fortunately on this Unisaw, I have this low fence option so that I can manipulate, I can leave the guard on, and I can have the piece slide through. So we're going to make a cut. This, right now, it's set to 1 inch. So I am cutting I'm going to cut it wide enough for the top one, but then I'm going to cut my 34 inches out, or 34 and a quarter, and then I'm going to cut it again and cut my next piece out, and you'll see how it goes. Okay, let's fire up the saw, and away we go. Oh, I can't. Yeah, the saw works better when it's plugged in. We'll try that again. And that's that. Okay, we're at my Bosch sliding compound, and I've got it lined up on the mark, and we're going to make a cut. Now, this one's going to go back to the table saw because I need it at 7/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So, but I'm not going to show you all the cutting. It's just take this cut and multiply it by 4. Okay, here we go. Try to always let your blade come to a stop before you lift the head. Just another little safety tip. Okay, we're moving along here. Okay, I have to bend down a little bit because I can't get my camera far enough back so I can stand up and then work comfortably here. So, just going to point out why I'm at the jointer. I have to finish these edges anyway, and the width is, I needed to go from 1 inch down to 7/8. This is 15/16 already. So I think if I clean up one side on the jointer, it's going to be good. So rather than run it through the table saw to take 3/4 of a blade width off, I'll just do it on the jointer. Notice here on my jointer, my push sticks ready to go. This is a bad piece to do because it's so small, but I think if I control it with my push sticks, I should be safe. Okay, away we go. And my hands never felt in danger. Okay, let's see what we have for width. And that's my 7/8. Okay, I'm going to sand the other side, but that's it. Let's move on. Well, the pieces that I cut, I have them all cut now. They're all cut to length and width. But when I planed these boards initially, for what's going to be my future countertop on that on this workbench, I just planed the boards to maximum thickness. I didn't plane them to 3/4 of an inch or 7/8 of an inch. What I usually do, my procedure for running the thickness sander is basically cleaning up one side and then going to just barely clean off the second side. And that leaves me with the maximum clean yield of that board. So that's what I'm going to do. These boards are not even a 16th over. So once I find everything, once the drums find the wood, so to speak, and you'll see me do that, maybe a pass or two. That should be about all it takes. I'm having a little bit of a problem with my dual drum sander or thickness sander. It's making a little bit of bearing noise, and things feel tight, but it makes noise. So I guess I'm going to use it, and when it gets worse, I'll change the bearings or whatever the problem is. The other problem you're going to, well, maybe not. My sound canceling might take it out. But my dust collection system, although it's absolutely necessary when you use this machine, is really loud. So yeah, that's something I have to work on yet, and we're going to do that. But today I'm just going to start this guy up, and we're going to run these boards through and go on to the next step. Here we go. Well, there it is. Like I said, this thing's making kind of that clacky noise, and it's a little loud. The other thing I forgot to show you is I put a check mark on all the first side that I wanted to sand, because these pieces are almost square, and if I got one rotated incorrectly, that would mess things up. So I did that before I started, and yeah, I've got some work on this machine, but the dust collection works good. I forgot to open this, luckily it was, but anyway, so yeah, we're off to the next step. Well, we're getting ready to, well, we started final assembly already. I had started filming earlier, and I started nailing nailing this on, and then I realized that my brad nailer was stuck. It wasn't putting anything in, so I had to fix my nailer and get back, and now we're back again. So this is the side. This is the side closest to the next cabinet. So that's going to be the end cabinet, cabinet, cabinet. Okay. And I think I put this one on wrong already too. So this is one of those things where I'm getting so carried away with filming that I do things wrong when I'm building. So yeah, but it's all good. So okay, now I'm going to get that right. I've got a good band of glue in there, and the glue I like to use is Titebond 2. It's because of my experience in school building skateboards. We needed something that was kind of water resistant, but not waterproof, and that's why I like it. If I was building a fancier piece of furniture, I would not be just nailing this pine on. Well, first of all, I wouldn't be building fancy furniture with pine. But this, like I said, it's a storage bin, basically for tools and for accessories. And I don't think it's that important that I spend the extra time doing all that stuff. So I'm just going to go on my merry way here. Oops, should put it in there. Get the other piece. Also trying a new camera angle. Let me think, or sorry, let me know what you think in the comments. This is, I have to admit, a little strange for me. But I've noticed on some of my other videos, I haven't been happy with my camera placement. It's often you can't see what I'm doing, and it's just not great. So we're going to try some new things. Okay, that's on. That's flush. There we go. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but I have my bathroom vanity doors here with one coat of finish on that. And I have to make sure that I get 3 coats of that on. I'm expecting that. I'm hoping our mirror. Sorry, I should get in frame here. I'm hoping that our mirror will be here next Thursday. So I'm thinking it could be. Also, I'm getting a lot of glue on things. You know what? So what? It is not the end of the world. Okay, so now let's see if these fit between. And yes, they do perfectly. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, we're going to nail that on. Put some glue on first. And I think I have to spin you guys around. Or spin the cabinet around. There we go. Now you can see. I sure hope so anyway. I've been very happy with glue joints over my lifetime as a builder. I've had really good success. Glue, in my opinion, is a very, very good way to put things together, especially these new high-performance wood glues that they have are great. Okay. There we go. That's that. Boy, I have no place to set anything down. Okay, now we're just about done. I think when the glue is dry, and I won't show you that. Here, I need to deal with some glue here. I'm not putting finish on, so I don't have to wipe this off with water or anything. Anyway, as I was saying, I think when the glue is dry, I'm going to lightly sand. The edges are pretty sharp. It's not the best. So here's another piece. Does it fit in? Yes, it does. Wonderful. And I think that's even the right way that it goes in, because this piece has a little piece coming off of it that I'm not happy with. But I think that's pretty much perfect. So let's put some glue on there. This one would be easy to clamp on. Mind you, they all would have been. So now what will happen is this cabinet will be 24 inches in depth, which is exactly what I want. Oh, my nailer. Lost track of it. Well, this is quick and dirty cabinetry. And like I say, for what I'm doing, it's plenty. So I'm not going to wrap up the video like this. We'll get everything down on the main level, and then we'll wrap this one up. I'll be back in a bit. Well, there it is. I don't know. I think that pine adds a lot to the front, And once I get the drawer faces in yet, and I think this side covered, nobody's going to know unless you take the time to look in here that it's an OSB cabinet. And for storing my turning tools, I've got all kinds of stuff left over from when I was teaching. Like I have all the jewelry making stuff. I have all that stuff in different places in my shop. And if we can get it all in one place and get organized, then we're going to be able to use it, which is exciting. So anyway, well, that kind of brings this video to an end. Thank you so much for the support you've shown me in the last while again. Last week, we went over 400 subscribers. Thank you so much. And I'll continue to work on generating content in such a way that you enjoy it and hopefully content you like. But remember, I'm doing the content I'm showing you is my daily life. It's the projects that I'm taking on in my retirement. So no, I won't be a turning channel. No, I won't be a guitar channel. I promise you some guitar building is coming and not that far away. But this, we'll do everything from mow lawn, blow snow, shingle a roof, put soffit on. Tomorrow, I'm going to start stripping the popcorn ceiling in the house in my hallway. So we're going to try to work from the hallway into the front of the house and renovate the old part of our house. And I don't know, maybe I'm starting too many projects all at once, but that's the content you're going to get. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm hoping that you'll still come along for the ride. I find that I follow people that their content doesn't really interest me all that much, but I follow them because of who they are, the person. So I'm hoping that I'm the kind of person that you can see following. And if you're an under 1,000 sub channel like me, please get in touch with me. Subscribe to mine, and I'll try really hard to subscribe back to you. And that way we together we can grow all these small channels. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. This was actually the weekend edition. And so tomorrow we're going to be drywalling stuff, like stripping ceiling, floating ceiling. I might shoot a video of that next week. Yeah, so this video will go out today at, I think, Thursday, and we'll see you next week, I guess. Oh, you know what else is exciting? I think for my next video, I'll be able to edit on my computer again. I've been using my backup or my old computer for the last 2 weeks because my new computer has been out for service. So it's they say it's coming back on Monday, so we'll see. But hopefully we're on the new computer next video. So anyway, have fun, take care, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.